Hello and welcome to a new season of Inside the Inferno. I'm Adam Noel, and alongside me is Joey Vacca. Joey, super excited to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, Adam, but I'll tell you what. I'm so excited that we already have so much to talk about in our first show back this semester.
That we do. Well, let's get things started by talking some ASU men's hoops. The Sun Devils head into the final week of the regular season and are coming off an 18-point loss to USC. To talk about the team, let's bring in Inferno Intel basketball reporter Keith Dottley. Keith, how are you doing?
Thanks, Adam. I'm doing great. Sadly, Sun Devil men's basketball can't say the same right now, but there could be some good news on the horizon for Bobby Hurley's squad.
And with the regular season winding down, what can provide hope for this team?
Well, Adam, so Josh Christopher and Marcus Bagley, ASU's two super freshmen, could be coming back against the Washington schools after facing some injuries lately. Also, the Pac-12 tournament is upcoming in Las Vegas, March 10th through the 13th.
And what chance do you give the Sun Devils when it comes to conference tournament, and given their disappointing performance so far?
So a few things do bode well for the Sun Devils. So getting healthy is one big deal, as we talked about. Also, growing chemistry for the newcomers on the team. This is a very young team. So the freshmen getting used to playing with Chris Austin, the transfer, getting used to playing with Alonzo Verge and Remy Martin, the experienced players on the team. All of them meshing together will help Bobby Hurley's club down the stretch. Also, 4 of the last 10 Pac-12 tournaments have gone to a team third or worse in the regular season standings, but it's never been a team worse than 5th. That doesn't bode well for ASU, who is 9th at the moment, but at the same time, Oregon got an auto bid to the tournament in 2019 when they wouldn't have made it if they didn't win the Pac-12 tournament. So there's definitely hope.
And Keith, what are some things fans should look for in these last 3 games that could give ASU some momentum heading into that Pac-12 tournament?
Yeah, for sure. There's plenty of things to look at. So players stepping up in multiple phases of the game is one big thing. Remy Martin is averaging 24.5 points in his last 4 games. That's big for him, as he was a preseason All-American, hasn't played at that level yet, but we're seeing that in conference play. He's stepping up, he's hitting his shots, he's getting teammates involved. Also, on the inside, Jalen Graham is averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds in conference play. He's been their best big man most of the year, and he's starting to fill those shoes that Romello White left when he transferred to Ole Miss. Also, Jalen House, the son of legend Eddie House, is averaging 1.8 steals per game over his last 5 with increased playing time, making that Sun Devil defense better than ever and giving us a chance in the conference tournament.
Thanks, Keith. Well, let's go check out what's going on the women's side of things.
The ASU women's basketball season hasn't been quite the slam dunk. The young team has had its ups and downs, but now with Pac-12 play coming to a close, one might say that this is the team's last chance at creating any momentum before postseason play. So where does the team stand today, and what needs to be done for the Sun Devils to make postseason play? Let's go over here to our monitor where we're going to look at some statistics from the last 5 games. These statistics really important. Here's the field goal percentage for ASU, 38%. Usually this is on the higher side of things, but this season, not quite like that. Then we go over to our three-point percentage, 21%. Usually ASU is shooting lights out on the three-point line. Not this season. This is an area that they're going to need to improve on if they want to make the postseason play. Now we go to rebounds. 193 rebounds. This is a big area that head coach Charlie Turner-Thorne has focused on, and they succeeded on it. Last 5 games, 193 rebounds. Great job by ASU. Now let's take a deeper dive. What's on the schedule for ASU in this last week or so? So, what do we have? We have ASU versus Cal on the 21st of February at 2 p.m. And where does it go after that? It goes to the biggest game of the season, the Tutorial Cup versus U of A. That one being played on February 28th at 12 p.m. These are going to be some key matchups if the Sun Devils want to go in the Pac-12 tournament with a bounce. That's all for me. Back to you, Joey.
Thanks, Connor. Now we head out to Sun Devil Stadium, where ASU women's soccer is coming off sweeping GCU. Our Inferno Intel soccer reporter Nick Zeller-Singh recapped the action.
Arizona State traveled to crosstown rival Grand Canyon University for a non-conference tune-up. Despite having their first away game in over a year, the Devils struck gold early. In the 5th minute, Lucy Johnson crossed the ball and it bounced around before Olive Jones connected one to the back of the net, giving the Devils an early 1-0 lead. After the goal, the rivalry became apparent as Nicole Douglas threw a shoulder to shut off the defender, and GCU decided to respond as Lindsey Prokop juked the defender and finds the head of Cameron Larson to tie the game at 1. The Lopes crowd jumped up and down as they were neck and neck with the Sun Devils. GCU continued to please their fans as J.C. Ironshot found the deflection off of the cross and lasered it into the Devils' open net. Tensions were fuming for both sides as GCU's Reese Mendenhall clashes with ASU's Carlier, picking up a yellow card. The fouls continued to come in bunches as there were 21 on the night, 12 from Grand Canyon and 9 from ASU. One of the Devils' 9 fouls earned a yellow card when Lucy Johnson slide tackled from behind in the 64th minute. Although tensions were high, Vildarn Cardessler took offensive matters into her own hands. In the 76th minute, Cardessler deked the defender and squeezed it by to push the game into a 2-2 tie after regulation. Cardessler continued to push in extra time, getting past 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders and rifled it off the post before Olivia Nguyen finished it on the open net for the Devils' 3-2 win in extra time. The rivalry did not end as Grand Canyon came to Tempe on Sunday night. The fierce physicality appeared early as well as Isabel DeHakis knocked over former Devil Melanie Schimmer. Soon after, the fans and ASU's head coach Graham Winkworth began to heckle the referee after frustration built. Yet the Devils continued their offensive mindset on Sunday. In the 45th minute, the Hockeys connected with a slow rolling cross to give the Devils a 1-0 lead. The Devils subs were ecstatic as they took the lead into halftime. Going into the 49th minute, Lucy Johnson kept the ball in play with a laying out cross off the crossbar, and Nguyen was in the right spot at the right time, capturing a 2-0 lead. Nguyen kept the fast-paced offense rolling when she chased down a through ball and crossed it to Olive Jones' head for a 3-0 lead. Nguyen finished the scoring display off of this cross as Jasmine Wilkinson's header bounced off the crossbar and right in front of the net. Nguyen tapped it in for the Devils' final goal, giving them a 4-0 win. After sweeping GCU in non-conference play, the Devils stay home for their first Pac-12 opponent, USC. For Inferno Intel, I'm Nick Zeller-Singh.
Thanks, Nick. Moving from the pitch to the diamond, ASU softball is already making headlines with the 6-0 season start. The 15th-ranked Sun Devils opened up with 4 straight wins at the Kajikawa Classic for their first sweep of the tournament since 2017. Most recently, ASU captured a doubleheader sweep of Cal State Fullerton, with the Sun Devils mashing home run after home run against the Titans. And Game 2 delivered head coach Tricia Ford her 300th career victory with the program. Ford said that she didn't even know about the milestone until after the game, and that it's always been about the coaches, program, and players. Next up for the Sun Devils is the GCU Purple Classic at Farrington Stadium on February 26th to the 28th.
From the Diamond at Farrington to Phoenix Muni, the Sun Devils are getting ready to open their season with a series against Sacramento State this weekend. Here to preview the season is Inferno Intel baseball analyst Olivia Eisenhauer.
Yes, thank you, Joey. We welcome back the Sun Devils against Sacramento State, like you just mentioned, starting Friday night. And I think we are all ready to see what this 15th ranked Sun Devils team has to offer the season after last season getting cut short. I think the question is really who's more excited, us or them?
Who can we expect to see on the field this Friday?
Well, we are able to see redshirt freshman lefty Cooper Benson on the mound as he earned the home opener start after putting up a 3.6 ERA and 25 strikeouts through 20 innings last year. As for other positions, head coach Tracy Smith warned on a press conference Wednesday that players bouncing around at different positions isn't something we should really read too much into, because they need to be prepared in case of a COVID outbreak or something unexpected happens. Some names that were brought up specifically that had been practicing different positions were Hunter Haas and Aubrey Major. Smith did not say, though, if they started the day of the press conference, Aubrey would be at left field, so a lot of these may still end up a game time decision.
Okay. What kind of impact can we expect after such a large chunk of this roster went pro last year?
Well, I think it is no secret that last year's team could have made a College World Series run, and this may be a tough pill to swallow. But on top of this, the 5 draft selections in the first 4 rounds out of ASU took a lot of significant bats and infield defense from the roster. The pro to this past draft was that it was cut short from 40 rounds to 5 to be exact, and saved a lot of the pitching roster for the Devils. Thank you to these returns and new pitching coach Jason Kelly, they were able to make a fairly quick impression on the rotation that already led the Pac-12 in strikeouts and 58 more strikeouts than any other team in the conference.
So lastly, is there anything else that we need to know?
Just keep in mind that there are still very high hopes for this team, although they did lose quite a bit of talent other than pitching, like I mentioned, as they were voted by the coaches poll to finish third in the Pac-12 behind UCLA and Arizona, and that you can catch all of this action this weekend online on the Pac-12 Plus live stream.
Welcome in to another edition of Inferno Intel Headlines. Joining us today is Ryan Blank.
Thanks, Joey. We've got two great headlines, and the first one has to come from Tuesday night with the Brooklyn Nets and former star James Harden coming back to the state of Arizona to light it up against the Phoenix Suns. The Nets were without two of their big three stars in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving both out, but did not stop Harden from forcing the Suns to lose their big 24-point lead as he exploded for a 38-point double-double, putting up 38 points, 11 assists, and adding 7 rebounds. Of course, there's a big shot everyone's talking about, his step back, go-ahead three with under 30 seconds left. What else can you expect with Harden? He's going to do that step back regardless.
You love to see Pro Devils doing it in the league, and Harden doing it without KD and Kyrie. He's obviously more happy now than he was a couple months ago in Houston.
For sure. Now we have to go to that second one.
Okay.
And it's got to be Maddie, Hackbarth, and the Sun Devils, who are back in action and against Utah. They're off to a 6-0 start, and of course, the star catcher on her 5th year comes in, hits a moonshot over the left field wall, and of course, she's going to celebrate with that backflip, and wow, looks like Fernando Tatis out there.
I'll tell you what, in my opinion, a good bat flip might be better than a touchdown celebration, but you know what? Why don't you show us your best bat flip?
Wow, you're really throwing me back to my baseball days here.
I kind of want to see it.
Of course, my best backflip, of course, I just looked at the pitcher and then just threw my bat. But of course, backswing all the way through, flip it up, and just start running and staring at the pitcher.
Nice.
That's my go-to every single time.
That seems like a good plan. Well, that'll do it for Inferno Intel Headlines.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Let's go to Ashley Engle, who's joining us for a update on Sun Devil Golf. I'm here with Inferno Intel golf expert Ashley Engle. Ashley's a reporter for Inferno Intel and also an intern with Sun Devil Athletics. Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, Joey. I'm glad to be here.
So how'd the team play this week?
So overall, the team placed second place in the Sun Devil Winter Classic, scoring a 2 under par, and USC took first place, scoring 6 under par. And ASU led the field with birdies, carding 40 of them, and Lynn Grant and Ashley Monet actually led the field in birdies as well, with Grant scoring 14 and Monet scoring 12. And overall, the weather conditions the first day of the tournament were a bit rough. It was a little bit cold, about 55 degrees, but throughout the week, day 2 and day 3, it got a bit warmer.
Okay, that's good to hear, but which Sun Devils did people have their eyes on?
So the Sun Devils that the people had their eye on is sophomore Lynn Grant. So Lynn Grant won the Sun Devil Classic overall, scoring a 70, a 70, and a 67 overall. And she is now ranked second in the women's amateur golf rankings of the world. And back in December, her and Olivia Mahaffey were invited to play in the U.S. Open as well. And they're both actually back invited to play at Augusta National coming up March 31st.
Wow. So where are the Sun Devils playing next?
So the Sun Devils are playing next. They are playing in the Bruin Wave Invitational in Somas, California, hosted in UCLA March 1st.
Very exciting to hear. So thank you, Ashley, but let's stay out on the fairway with this week's Pro Devil. Nick, what do you have for us?
Plenty of Arizona State alumni have made some noise in the professional golf scene in 2021, but no one has made a bigger splash so far this year than Paul Casey. Casey finished in the top 5 of the AT&T Pebble Beach program with a 14 under par finishing score. The exact same score as his top 10 finish at the American Express, his only other PGA Tour event this year. However, Casey has done even better things overseas this year in the European Tour. He won the Dubai Desert Classic by 4 strokes over Brandon Stone, his first professional victory since September 2019. Casey is not playing the Genesis Invitational this week, but 4 other Arizona State alumni represent the Sun Devils well at the event, including world number 2, John Rahm.
Well, that'll do it for today's episode of Inside the Inferno. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Inferno Intel and check out all of our other work at infernointel.com.
For Adam Noel, I'm Joey Vacca. Thanks for watching and make sure to tune in next time.